Hey, replay viewers. Thanks for watching. Drop me the word replay in the comments or a hi so that I know you were on so I can say hi to you. Hey, everybody. Good evening. It's Jodi Dunn coming at you live. I want to show you how to do eyebrows with using eyeshadow. It really makes for a much more natural look when you use shadow versus pencils or gels or things like that. You can do them however you want to do them. It just gives you another option. Hey, Crystal, thanks for joining. So I was absolutely in love with the wax-based pencil that I used to use. And I've been practicing some with the shadows now. It's actually how I first started doing my brows. And now I'm back to doing it that way. So we're about to get fleeky up in here because brows are fleeky. And I want to show you how to do them with shadow, and they just look so natural. So the first thing you need to do is you need to pick out a neutral brown color, depending on what color you want your brows to be. Typically, when you have lighter hair, you're going to go up a color. Typically, when you have darker hair, you're going to go down a color, so it's not so stark. But you can do whatever color you want to do. Some people love bold brows. I definitely prefer, for me, a little bit bolder of a brow. So, like I said, I've been playing around, and this is kind of like one of my neutral palettes, and I actually was using this color for them, and I wasn't loving it because it has a little bit of almost like an auburn color in it, so I didn't feel like it matched really well. So I have found my perfect combination, and I want to show you how easy it is to do brows. So if you have a really neutral brown eyeshadow, then you already have the eyeshadow. Just watch along and I can help you fill in your brows, because brows are so important. So the one mistake that I made when I first started using shadows to fill in my brows was I didn't have the right tool. I was using a fluffy brush, and that does nothing for your brows. You have to have the right tool. So I absolutely love this. Say hi if you're on. This is a very thin, angled shape brush. You could use this for liner as well, but it's even thinner than a liner brush. And then this has a spoolie on it, which I love because I do have hair on my brows, just not enough. That's why I need to fill them in, and I need to comb out my hair. So the first thing I do is I brush my hair out, and I just kind of brush it up and then shape it how I want it to be shaped. So kind of pull those hairs down. And this is just one technique, you guys. You can do whatever you are comfortable with. So here is my perfect colors. So I use Taupe for the Best, which is a very neutral brown. And I know that looks really light, but when I get it on my brow with my hair, you're going to see it's a great color. I also use a little bit of Brownie Points, which is a really dark color, and I'll tell you why I do that. All right, so I am just going to dip my brush in the Taupe for the Best. And the first thing I do, I've played around with so many different ways to fill in my brows, and I have just come to realize that this is the way I like them best. I might change my mind later. You know, that's the fun of it. So I line the bottom of my brow, and I take that over. So I give myself a nice base. So you can already see where that filled that in a little bit. And then I take my shadow and I just kind of brush that up through my hair. And I am leaving the very front of my brow alone for now. You want that to be the lightest part of your brow so that it looks more natural, if you want a more natural looking brow. All right, I'm going to dip again, and I'm going to go down the tail and start lining that. And here's the tricky part for me, because I have very thinning brows, especially on the tail end. I have to kind of draw it on myself. And the reason that I have to use well, I don't have to, but I choose to use the darker color is because this Taupe for the Best works so great for where I have hair. And it looks too light where I don't have hair. So I always draw it on. I draw the shape on with my Taupe for the Best. And I kind of can get an outline of where I want my brows to be. And then what I do, without putting any more shadow on, is I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn this like this. And I'm going to make little, because this is so thin, I'm almost making like little hair-like strokes here and keeping it a little bit lighter. I can brush it out. And it kind of gives me that squared off look, which I love that look. All right, so now I'm going to go into my brownie points, which is the darker color. And I am going to line the tail of my brow with that so that you can really see it. And it does look very natural when, sorry, trying to pay attention so I don't mess up here. When the brow fades, so when the color fades, which I don't know that the camera will really pick that up. So you're going to be lighter in the front and darker in the back. That's kind of how your natural brows typically are. You're going to have a little bit less hair up in front and thicker in the back. So there we go. We got a brow. Look at that. We got a fleeky looking brow. Can you see that brow? I can't do the eyebrow lift. I can only do it with both eyebrows. Oh my God. Why can't I do that? The last thing I do, I didn't even bring it out, so I'm not going to do it. But I will take my setting spray and I will spray my spoolie and pat that on so it stays all day. Because it is a shadow, so it will move around on you if you do not set it. So I am absolutely loving doing my brows with shadow. I can get so much more precision because of this tool, and it makes me look younger. It makes my look finished and polished. It lifts my face up. I love brows. I love brows. I love brows. So if you guys have any questions or you want to learn more about how to fill in your brows, send me a message. I would love to help you. Brows are so important. They frame your face. I encourage you to try it. It is a game changer. Thanks you guys so much for joining me on my eyebrow live. I appreciate you. If you have anybody in your network that you think would love to learn how to do eyebrows with shadow, please share my video. I would love that. I hope you guys have a fabulous night. I will see you tomorrow.